What the fuck does shipping mean? Shipping! The act of one wanting / supporting two individuals involved in a romantic relationship. Shipping! A term used to describe fan fictions that take previously created characters and put them as a pair. It usually refers to romantic relationships, but it can refer to platonic ones as well. Just think of shipping as short for relationship. Oh, that makes way more sense. Most of you know how little I pay attention to social media, which means I'm mostly out of the loop when it comes to a lot of rumblings in the fandom. When I do hear about something, it's usually at a quick glance or in the periphery. And Reylo is one of those things. I've seen it written out 100 times. I get it. I think. I had to look up a lot of stuff for this video. So the basic gist of Reylo seems like a pretty simple idea. A romantic relationship between Rey and Kylo, hence Reylo, a portmanteau. I think I'm going to portmanteau. Like Brangelina, or Tomcat, or Benifer. Star Wars and romance have always gone together. Han and Leia, Anakin and Padme, Cy Snoodles and Zero the Hutt. So as a concept, sure, it's possible, right? I mean, to say that it's not possible is a little goofy. It is possible. Now, do I think a full-blown romantic relationship between Kylo and Rey is probable? I don't. I don't think it's very likely. Maybe at the end of episode 9 there's some resolve between these two characters, but in terms of a how you doing Naboo picnic roll around in the grass, keep making the fan fiction. Oh, that's kind of cute. Huh? What the fuck? Oh my god, there's so much of this. What the fuck? I loved the dynamic between Rey and Kylo in The Last Jedi. They're two characters who are trying to find their way. They're a little bit lost. They're both incredibly powerful, a little scared, don't really know what they're supposed to be doing, and they can relate to one another on a deep level despite their major differences. It was a relationship of empathy. They slowly began to understand one another's struggle. They saw that, in a way, they were more similar than they are different. It was a really interesting interaction to witness, but and obviously we all interpret and look at things differently, but I didn't see it as a spark of romance. I can certainly see why some would see it that way. It's possible. There's an argument for it. It's not the worst idea. I don't think it's a stretch, because the bond that they share in The Last Jedi definitely teased it, if you choose to see it from that certain point of view, and it certainly doesn't seem like a negative. There's nothing wrong with romance in Star Wars, although it doesn't have a good track record in this space opera. Padme and Anakin, and then Han and Leia's relationship was always fun to watch and root for, but they had a falling out, which I thought was interesting. Especially in a lot of the canon novels, you kind of see how they were as parents. A little more individuals. Couldn't stop their old ways. So, what do you guys think? Obviously, there's a lot more to Kylo and Rey, the whole Reylo thing, than what I'm saying here. I'm sure some people watching this that have been entrenched in the Reylo thing for a long time are pulling their hair out with what I'm saying here. And I'm sure there are a whole bunch of in-depth videos and articles analyzing the relationship through some mythological, symbolic, and allegorical lens, which is always fun. With all the theories, it's important not to get too entrenched in what you hope or want to happen. I mean, duh, we all want a story that's fun, surprising, interesting, heartfelt, and makes sense, but when we get so rooted in the direction we want to see that story go, or the direction we think it has to go, or when we get so emotionally invested in our predictability headcanon brain, it can often leave a little self-inflicted bad taste in one's mouth. And sometimes being firmly devoted to a team can turn people into online assholes. And it can be weird. Okay, back to the cave.